lot of the people today use it on one another. It could be white on white, Mexican on Mexican, black on black. However, in itself and the essence, for myself as a corrections officer, if I hear such words or some things being thrown around, I have to intervene for the fact that I have to be conscious that I am there to protect not only them but others from that. And some people don't care what you call them, and some people will fight you violently for that.
So how often are fights or disturbances caused or created because of racial remarks or discrimination?
The racial remarks in itself, I mean, in today's society and what I've seen in corrections, are not enough to actually prompt a fight or a disturbance. The idea behind it is sometimes what will cause a great division, a great fight over it. If a person of any color believes that they're not getting what everybody else, then they say, hey, well, what's going on? I mean, as a corrections officer, we call them manipulation games or what have you. It is, I mean, you're always the bad guy. If you're a Hispanic or Mexican officer and you deny a white or a Afro-American inmate, first thing they do is tell you, you're prejudiced, you're racist. For your kind, Hispanic, Mexican, or whatever, you give them this, you do this. But if you're white, regardless of what background, or if you're Afro-American, black, you won't give us. And then that'll be the same thing if you change the officer and the color, for example.
So you're saying no matter what, they're always trying to claim prejudice. Or discrimination. Mm-hmm. So
it's just something to cloud, as the saying goes, just something to cloud the issue, cloud the mix. When I tell someone no and they say, well, you don't do it because, for example, it's called reverse discrimination. I have people come up to me, hey man, I serve trays or what have you. And then say that I had already had somebody reserved to do that and it was a Afro-American or black inmate. I see how you are. You won't do it for your kind, but you like them, not me. But that's a constant thing that's always that you're being exposed to.
I'm Dr. J.D. Elzoff. I'm an adjunct professor at Texas State University, teaching criminal law and criminal procedure. I've been teaching here for the past 9 years. I'm an attorney licensed in the state of Montana, also all the federal courts there, the Western District of Texas, and the United States Supreme Court. I've been an attorney since 1985. Well, it can, largely in front of a jury. If a defendant appears in court wearing an orange criminal set of coveralls or handcuffs and shackles, that can influence the jury. They might be thinking that certainly he's guilty because he wouldn't be in shackles if that were not the case. There was a Supreme Court opinion, Estelle versus Williams, that dealt specifically with that. And for that reason, typically defendants go to court with a suit and tie to give the appearance that they're innocent, because they begin with the presumption of innocence when the trial starts. And the main test for a jury is to make sure that they're impartial, whether they're all of one race or many races. Well, one of the problems that we have is the media hype. The media are attempting to be involved in all trials because we assume that the trials are public, and the media take the position that the public has the right to know. And unfortunately, that results in a trial by the media rather than a trial by the court. Another problem with the criminal justice system today is that a lot of people come from the position of stereotypes. They wrongly assume that if a person is convicted of a certain race, obviously that person would be guilty. And that's the kind of misinformation that we want to make sure stays out of the trial process. Racial jokes are another big issue. They're not as prevalent as they used to be in the 60s, 70s, but persons are more aware now of how those racial jokes impact people in a variety of different races.
Please listen carefully.